The nations of Greece and Turkey share a long and intricate history marked by a complex interplay of conflict and cooperation. Their relationship has seen periods of heightened tension and moments of understanding, from Greece's declaration of independence in 1832 to the heightened tensions observed during NATO meetings in 2020. This video delves into the key factors that have shaped this complex international dynamic, providing an in-depth analysis of the military might of both countries. We'll analyze the strengths and weaknesses of their respective forces to determine which nation holds the upper hand and who would likely emerge victorious in a hypothetical military conflict. Currently, Greece and Turkey are embroiled in a border crisis, as refugees fleeing the ongoing conflict in Syria attempt to cross the Greek-Turkish border. This perilous journey is often met with violence, as exemplified by a video released in March 2020. The video depicts Greek Coast Guards firing upon a rubber dinghy carrying refugees off the coast of Bodrum. This incident followed Turkish President Erdogan's decision to open the Greek-Turkish border, defying an agreement established between Turkey and the European Union in 2016. This tense situation highlights the potential for another military engagement between Greece and Turkey. However, before delving into the possible outcomes of such a conflict, it's crucial to understand their historical clashes. The most recent conflict, the Second Greco-Turkish War, 1919 to 1922, occurred after the disintegration of the Ottoman Empire. This once powerful empire, spanning from the 14th century to the early 20th century, controlled vast territories across West Asia, North Africa, and Southeast Europe. This war concluded with a population exchange between Greece and Turkey, with certain Ottoman territories being absorbed by the Republic of Turkey. During this conflict, Turkey deployed an estimated 421,000 troops, while Greece, supported by the Allied forces and Armenian volunteers, fielded a force of approximately 620,000. Despite this numerical advantage, Turkey secured a decisive victory. Moving to the present, the Hellenic armed forces, comprising the Hellenic National Defense General Staff, Army, Navy, and Air Force, boasted an estimated 105,000 active personnel in 2018. It's important to remember that this figure reflects peacetime strength. In a wartime scenario, the Hellenic armed forces could potentially expand to over 750,000 personnel. This massive force, overseen by Greece's Ministry of National Defense, cost the country $4.230 billion, equivalent to $4.844 billion USD, in the 2019 fiscal year. Since 1914, Greece has mandated compulsory military service for men over 18 years old, with a minimum service period of 9 months. Consequently, any conflict with Turkey would involve a contingent of Greece's armed forces composed of young men barely old enough to drink in their home country. Across the Aegean, Turkey's armed forces mirror Greece's structure, encompassing the Army, Air Force, and Navy. However, Turkey possesses additional forces in the form of the Gendarmerie General Command and the Turkish Coast Guard. These forces, responsible for maintaining public order, are typically deployed outside of police jurisdiction, similar to the FBI in the United States. In a wartime scenario, they are integrated into the Army and Navy reserves, significantly bolstering their ranks. Turkey also mandates military service for its male population, but with distinct regulations. The age of conscription ranges from 20 to 41 years, with those lacking a 4-year university degree serving a minimum of 12 months. Individuals with a university degree can choose between a year of service as a military reserve or a shortened 6-month tenure as an active private. Currently, Turkey's military ranks as the second largest among NATO members, surpassed only by the United States of America. In 2015, the total strength of Turkey's active military and paramilitary personnel was estimated at 355,200, more than triple the estimated number of active personnel in Greece 3 years later. While Turkey's active armed forces possess a significant numerical advantage, this only tells part of the story. During wartime, Greece could potentially mobilize a force of approximately 750,000 across the entire Hellenic armed forces, a force comparable to Turkey's active personnel. However, when including reserves, Turkey's total force climbs to 730,900 service members. Therefore, a hypothetical conflict between these neighboring countries could witness a close contest in terms of military strength. This possibility remains a tangible threat, given the swiftness of modern warfare, which could be triggered instantaneously if relations between the two countries at NATO meetings completely deteriorate. To fully dissect this complex scenario, we'll examine the land, sea, and air capabilities of both nations. Currently, the Hellenic Army, with 90,000 active troops during peacetime, pales in comparison to the 260,000-strong Turkish land forces. While Greece's army could potentially reach 500,000 members during wartime, this estimate is based on defense data from 5 years ago. The Turkish land forces are supported by 2,446 tanks, including 397 West German Leopard 1s and 342 Leopard 2s, 1,532 US M60 Patton tanks, and an additional 250 Turkish Altay tanks expected to begin production in 2023 at a cost of $2 billion USD. Meanwhile, the Hellenic Army relies on 1,355 tanks, including 170 Leopard 2A6 HLs, 183 Leopard 2A4s, 501 Leopard 1A5 GRs, 400 M48A5 MALFs, and 101 M60A3 TTS tanks. Turkey holds the numerical advantage in troops and tanks, further bolstered by 10,139 armored fighting vehicles of various types, 872 howitzers, and 418 multiple launch rocket systems. The Hellenic Army, in addition to its tanks, deploys 4,209 infantry fighting vehicles and armored personnel carriers, along with 4,840 artillery pieces. Now let's turn our attention to the navies of Greece and Turkey. With the Aegean Sea situated directly between their territories and the East Mediterranean, shared by both nations, a naval engagement is entirely possible. In this arena, Greece boasts the 22nd largest navy in the world based on the number of ships. The Hellenic Navy comprises 120 warships, including 13 frigates, 11 submarines, 19 missile boats, 10 gunboats, 9 tank landing ships, 48 auxiliary support ships, 27 aircraft, and 7 Mate-60R Seahawk helicopters purchased by Greece in 2019 for $600 million USD. This force is backed by a personnel strength of 30,000. While this figure falls short of Turkey's 48,600-strong navy, as reported in 2008, and their 51 maritime aircraft, Greece holds a distinct advantage in the skill of its naval and air force fighter pilots. NATO ranks them among the best in the world, with one Greek pilot even receiving the Top Gun Honors Award. On occasion, Turkish jets violate Greek airspace. Reports indicate that when Greek pilots engage Turkish pilots in mock dogfights, the skill level of the Turkish pilots has been in decline since 2016. This decline could be attributed to the aftermath of a failed military coup against Turkish President Erdogan in 2016, leading to the arrest of several members of the Turkish armed forces involved in the attempted overthrow. The Hellenic Air Force's motto, "Always dominate the heights," appears to hold true today. Out of its 30,000 active pilots, 11,750 are career officers, indicating a dedication to the service. The Hellenic Air Force commands over 400 planes and helicopters, including 230 combat aircraft, 154 of which are U.S. General Dynamics F-16 Fighting Falcons, priced at $18.8 million USD per unit. 84 of these F-16s are currently being upgraded to the more advanced F-16 Viper variant, with completion scheduled for 2027. Furthermore, certain Aegean islands, like Skyros, serve as aircraft bases for the Hellenic Navy and Air Force, equipped with their own anti-aircraft and anti-ship weapon systems, reinforcing Greece's defenses against attack. Similar to the comparison of land and naval forces, Turkey's Air Force surpasses Greece in numbers, but reportedly lags in pilot skill. In 2019, the Turkish Air Force employed double the personnel of Greece at 60,000, with over double the number of manned aircraft at 1,067. Of these aircraft, 200 of which are the same F-16 Fighting Falcon variants used by the Hellenic Air Force, with an additional 49 F-4 Phantom IIs costing roughly $2.4 million USD in each. Thus far, we've observed that the sheer difference in the combined militaries of Greece and Turkey seemingly favors Turkey, at least numerically. Now let's explore the nuclear option. Turkey is one of 5 NATO countries involved in their nuclear sharing policy. This means Turkey doesn't possess its own nuclear weapons, but shares them with other NATO nuclear-armed countries. Currently, the Turkish armed forces house 40 B-61 nuclear bombs at Incirlik Air Base in Adana. While these bombs are available for Turkey's use in a nuclear conflict, their deployment requires NATO approval. As a fellow NATO member, Greece would understandably oppose any nuclear action against them, and only supports the use of nuclear weapons in its own defense. Given that the bombs are owned by the United States, America would never authorize Turkey's use of these weapons against Greece. Furthermore, considering the close proximity of the two countries, any nuclear strike against Greece by Turkey would likely result in Turkey itself being caught in the fallout, endangering its own military and civilian population and potentially causing millions of casualties. Currently, a conventional war between Greece and Turkey seems unlikely, making it difficult to definitively determine who holds the upper hand. While Turkey appears to possess a stronger, or at least larger, military, Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis claims Greece is capable of winning a potential conflict. According to a member of both Greece's Institute for Defense and Security Analysis and the Mediterranean Center for Strategic Analysis and Intelligence, a conventional war is unlikely. A hybrid war like the one we are witnessing now with the use of immigration and propaganda is more likely to continue. To delve further into the world of military comparisons, explore our other videos, such as USA versus North Korea, India versus Pakistan, or our video on the most powerful militaries in 2020.